All right, I don't even know where to start, but the last couple of months have been very interesting, and in mid-December, I found out I had to move out of my old apartment and my shop. I was couch surfing and homeless for a month, so like mid-December when I moved out to mid-January when I found this new place. But like, wow, what a blessing in disguise, because this is my new space and it is all mine. And I am so unbelievably excited and also proud and grateful for all of you who helped make this happen and make it so that I could afford something like this. So thank you so much for your support, and thank you for being patient while I took my little sabbatical. But I'm back and let's see my new shop. Okay, so one of the biggest things is I had one day to move out of my old shop and put everything in here. So that's why things are very cluttered and chaotic. It was sort of like just me and 3 other people who cleaned everything out, loaded it into a moving truck, and came out here. But all of these cabinets were built in, they're already here. We've got this whole area, and then what's super exciting is, so this area here is about the size of a 2-car garage. And back here, put the light on, is more space. The first thing to do was to clear out all of my moving chaos so that we could actually start to work. And I have to immediately point out that the gal helping me here is Lindsay Zulik, aka Woodbrain, aka the Marie Kondo crossed with Joanna Gaines of Garage Workshops. I was honestly not in the most organized mental state at the beginning of this project, and so her stepping in to help me get my life back on track was critical and wildly appreciated. I'm obsessed with this woman. Marie Kondo saved my life.
Marie Kondo who? Lindsay Zulik is coming to see your garage. Trying to spark joy in your garages.
The next step was to clean probably 50 years of cobwebs and dirt out of this place, pull left behind garbage from the rafters, remove nails and random beams, etc. that had been left behind, and cut down dangling wires that didn't connect anywhere. Look at these clouds of dust that come off the rafters when you hit it with some compressed air. We also got to demolish these mysterious panels and speculate on why they could possibly be there, because they were literally covering nothing. I have a friend who offers to help paint your shop and then shows up with like the fanciest gear to do it. Look at this. Look at this. It's a monster.
We're not messing around
here. She's a monster. Oh, this is exciting. Oh shit! Look at her go! Look at that! Oh my god! Oh boy!
It's about to go down!
Oh boy! Now, I'm not typically one for painting over wood, but in this case it was a really good call, and I don't feel that bad about it because A, like a lot of the wood is kind of mismatching and random anyway, a lot of it had been used as concrete formers, so it didn't look that great, but most importantly, it brightens up the space so much, and because I use this as a YouTube like video recording studio as well, I need as much light reflected back down as possible. And if you don't believe me, check out this before and this after. Also, it was filmed for Instagram. Sorry, I forgot to film it horizontal. Look at that! Look at that! It is so much brighter in here. It's absolutely unbelievable. The walls are gonna go up next, and then we'll paint them, and it's gonna be like sunshine in here. For walls, I opted for just 1/4-inch Luan because I am a 25-year-old with a penchant for avocado toast, which means that I'll never own a house. I will just always be a renter. So I'm renting this place, and I didn't want to put too much money into it. The overall build and like reconstruction, I want to be under $1,000. So I just kind of went with the cheapest thing that'll look nice as a wall. We got walls. Boop. How you feeling?
Feeling amazing. We're making some huge progress in here.
You know what's really exciting is that like there's your face and it's all just nice wooden walls behind you. And then in a surprise to probably no one, that monster of a Wagner sprayer came back out and all the walls turned white. And next, Wall Control was kind enough to send me their like complete metal, beautiful pegboard system, which is gonna be an awesome way to kind of skirt around the fact that I can't actually drill anything into the walls. So these pegboards are the width of studs, which is super convenient. So we just lined them up on the studs and put up a whole wall of them, and now I can hang anything I want from the walls. And then before we painted that front room with all the cabinets in it white, I went through and did a bunch of detail work, like pulling off knobs and then filling in holes with putty, making sure that any gaps or cracks in drywall that we had created got puttied, and that'll just look cleaner once it's painted. All right, this garage is full of really interesting quirks, and this is one of them. This back area you're seeing here was definitely added by the previous owner, and it was very DIY'd, and the concrete floor is like so far beyond repair. And I brought it up with my landlord and they didn't want to fix it. And so it's not something that's patchable. It's like crumbling. Like as you touch it, it just crumbles. So Lindsay and I decided the easiest and probably best way to handle the flooring back here was to actually just cover it with garage carpeting. And that'll help with sound dampening in videos as well. So I'll keep you updated on how it goes. It seems a little silly to put carpet in a workshop or a garage, but I do think this was our best option. Oh, that didn't feel as good as it looked like it would feel. It's still a bumpy concrete floor under this, but significantly better. We are looking super good. There's something about just like having floors, walls, ceiling, it like ties it all together. Ta-da! Now for the floors in the front section, although the floor is not completely flat and there is kind of a crack that runs down the middle of it, it is good enough that I could do an epoxy floor. And I got permission from my landlord, A, to paint the garage in the first place and to do an epoxy floor. So we used just like the Rust-Oleum at-home DIY kit you can get at any big box hardware store. And with 2 people, it's actually really easy. So I was laying down the epoxy as Lindsay was scattering paint chips and kind of doing trim and edges with a paintbrush, and it looks amazing. It also doesn't take that long, so it took us about 1 afternoon and then we let it cure for a day and then came in and did a clear coat and then let it cure for 3 days before pulling anything heavy onto it. And that brings us to an interlude by today's awesome sponsor, which is Honey. I've been doing a ton of online shopping as I get the shop ready for all of the awesome projects that I have in store, and my sidekick through it all has been Honey, which is the #1 shopping tool in America. It's an easy peasy button in the top of your browser that automatically searches for promo codes for stuff you're already buying, like tools. Not that I need more tools, but I always need more tools. And lucky for me, and probably you if you're watching my channel, it works on all of your favorite websites, especially the ones that, I don't know, like sell tools. I think I have a problem. And if it's already on your computer, I have great news. You can also use it on your phone, which means that you can order stuff and get discounts from your shop without even having to go inside. When there's a coupon, Honey finds discounts of 18% on average and has over 100,000 5-star reviews on Google. So be sure to add it to your computer and your iPhone. It's free, and you can do it by going to joinhoney.com/Xyla. And now it's time to look at some of the artsier details. So we both kind of really liked this idea of doing like an Edison bulb wall in the back. So we stuck a piece of conduit up there and then just wrapped a bunch of pendant lights around it. And it gives a really cool vintage electrical effect. And then to make the cabinets look a little bit less dated, we just threw some gigantic modern handles on them, and it really helped. And then it was time to truly invest in myself and buy my very first brand new tools.
So this pretty lady spoiled herself. Ow! One of many tools, but we're gonna load this one up first. Get it?
I'm a real girl now.
She put on a big girl pants. She also got the Laguna. Dang. Ow! 900 pounds. They said 4 people, but 2 of us. Boom! I mean, it's on the porch. We still got to figure out how to get it down from there, but we got it out of there to here. Bam.
So at this point, I'd gotten myself into a little bit of a pickle because Lindsay and I were able to get the table saw out of her truck and onto my porch alone, and then it just got stuck on my porch. So my super pro move was to cook a really delicious brunch and invite a bunch of friends over.
I see no way for this to go right.
I'm gonna lift from the corner. I got it. I'm good. Ready? Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Put it down. I'm not.
This is. It's definite. The CG is definitely over here.
I think. I personally think that we could achieve this.
Oh!
This side is easy. All right. How you doing, Chris? Oh, good.
And the reason I needed 4 friends is because this is a 913-pound box, and I like my back the shape that it is. These guys apparently don't. I don't know. Or my cooking is that good.
Go down gently. Okay.
Here at Foxlin Industries, safety is number one.
You good? All right. Let's get it. We're against it. We're good. Three. Lots of those.
All right, we're gonna need speed to get over this one too.
Okay. Ready? Yes! Wow. Where was it going? You probably put it down, right?
Yeah.
Carry it. Nice floors, bro.
Thank you!
Woo, go team.
And then, because my friends are the actual best, they stuck around for the entire day to help me set up both the saw stop and my new bandsaw. All right, today is the day. Lindsay is turning on Marie Kondo mode. And this is very scary because this is currently, oh, come on, lighting. Let's do your thing. This is the state of the shed.
So game plan, we're gonna take everything out and then we're gonna organize everything and decide what you want to put back in. Any of the tools we're gonna move into the actual shop itself. Oh, you're gonna be surprised how fast it'll go getting all this out and how fast it will be putting it all back in, but it'll look completely different from what it looks like right now.
This is the difference between organized brain and chaos brain.
We're gonna we're gonna clean up any of the last couple things for like tools. Then we're gonna move the big elements, big items in their place, or at least generalized in their place. Then we're gonna pull everything out of these cupboards and any of the last tools, and I'm gonna label these tables. What you use all the time that needs to be like easily accessible, the things that you use maybe once in a while and need to be kind of like close by, and the things that's like once in a random project but you have it on hand and you're not gonna get rid of it. So that'll help assess what we're gonna put back and where we put it.
I decided it was impossible to show how much work this was via video, so you'll just have to believe me when I tell you, like, it's a huge amount of emotional labor to take everything you own out of cabinets and put it back in. I stopped for an ice cream break. That was the only time I needed one. One of the projects I slowly did over the course of this shop renovation was to restore this gorgeous old workbench that the owner, the landlord, had left behind when they moved out. And it must have been hand built like 50, 60 years ago. It's beautiful old Douglas fir, but it's got a ton of stains and like paint and lots of stuff on it. So my goal is just to refinish it and turn it back into a super functional workbench. Once I had sanded it down, it was time to really tackle the workbench top. It was so used and lumpy that it wasn't really a flat surface anymore, but I still wanted to keep a lot of the scarring because that tells its story, and that's what makes old, like, vintage benches like this so special and so unique. So I did take an electric planer to it, but that was really just to get a flat top surface, and I didn't plane it down far enough that it would lose the scarring. So a lot of it is still there, and it does shine through even when finished. For finish, I knew I wanted to use Danish oil because I wanted something that would really soak into the wood to protect it. Since it's a workbench, it's going to get dinged all the time, so I didn't want to do something like a wipe-on poly or a varnish. And I decided to test sample 2 different colors of Danish oil, so dark, walnut, and natural, on like a tiny section in the back, and decided they looked exactly the same. So I sort of arbitrarily picked dark walnut, and it ended up looking pretty good. So I have no idea why they looked the same, but yeah, I just hit the whole workbench with 2 coats of Danish oil. And once it was fully oiled and finished and cured, I replaced the handles with these really cute old like brassy vintage handles, and I think it tied it all together super, super well. And then once it was placed under the Edison bulbs, it looks incredible. A huge, huge thank you to Rockler also for providing a lot of the tools in my shop and all of the things I'm unboxing here. Rockler is my go-to source for woodworking products and supplies, and as I showed, I bought my new saw stop and bandsaw at the Torrance store. And I'm not gonna lie, one of the things I am the most excited about is how nice my like all blue Rockler clamp wall looks, because I never had enough clamps, and now I do. Maybe, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll max it out. And with that final touch, my new shop is done. Let me show you around. I am so unbelievably excited.
Unlock your shop. We're about to pop. Whatever I do, not up to you. We're gonna shop it up. La la la. Let's stop, won't stop. Unlock your shop. Whatever you do, not up to you. We're gonna shop it up. Today I found out what I want. It's everything I've never had. It's been a lifetime feeling sad, feeling sorry for the things that might make you mad. But I'm back, who's back? You went in and sorry. All you do is make people around you damn worried. I know it might sound just a little bit corny. Now I know where I stand. Don't even have a plan. Unlock your shop. We're about to pop. Whatever I do, not up to you. We're gonna shop it up. La la la. Let's stop, won't stop. Unlock your shop. Whatever you do, not up to you. We're gonna shop it up. Just like glue, you'll be someone's too. It's time for you. Just do whatever you want.
Also, Lindsay made a probably way better version of this video, and it's over on her channel, and you should totally check it out. I've linked it in the description and the top comment.